Here's a video on how to make chicken tortillas in your Thermomix using high heat. The first thing I do is find a recipe that's going to suit. This recipe for bacon with chicken strips is absolutely perfect. After bringing up the recipe, we see that we can add 300 grams of ingredients into this recipe and have our Thermomix at high heat temperature. The first thing our recipe asks us to do is to put oil and bacon in our Thermomix and set it to saute for 3 minutes. This is all guided for you in this particular recipe. So while that's happening, I'm going to start preparing my chicken. Now remember, when you cut chicken, not to cut it too small because it shrinks as it cooks, but we do want them to be bite-sized pieces inside our tortillas. Okay, with the bacon cooked and ready to go, now we just have to add our prepared chicken to the Thermomix bowl and press next. This is where we're going to add our taco seasoning. Now, the recipe doesn't say this on the Thermomix cookie dough recipe, but we're going to put the taco seasoning in there now so that we can have that throughout our tortillas. We place our splatter guard on top of our Thermomix and press start, and off it will go, using the high heat function to cook your chicken and bacon. In the meantime, I just quickly cut off the corn from the cob, place that in a bowl and set aside. Now I've removed the chicken from our Thermomix bowl, but I'm going to put back all the juices. So I'm just holding back the chicken and bacon and putting the juices in there. You can see now that there's a lot of caramelization on the bottom of the bowl, and that's exactly what we want for flavor. Next step is to peel some garlic, add that to your Thermomix bowl and give it a chop. On speed 7, it'll blend really nicely with the juices that are back in there. Now I'm going to add some red onion. You could actually put this small amount of red onion in with your garlic clove and chop it at the same time, but I actually like to do this, so I'm just doing it by hand. And the corn from the cob to the Thermomix bowl, and I'm setting that to saute for a few minutes while I prep everything else. I've got some red kidney beans here, and I'm going to use about half a tin of these in the chicken mix, and I'm also going to use some tomatoes. I buy Analese tomatoes because I think the texture is really beautiful and the flavour is great, so I'm going to add about half a tin of those as well. You could actually put a whole tin of both, but I just like this amount for this. And now you can see the corn is cooked beautifully. Now I'm going to set my Thermomix back to high heat again, and using exactly the same recipe, but this time I'm putting red kidney beans and the tomatoes in and making sure the weight is right so that I can get that high heat and get the caramelization. I have some leftover broccoli and cauliflower here, which I'm adding to the mix and stirring that through, and I'm adding some cheese and stirring that, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the tomato from the can and put that in the base of my tin. Now this will help stop your tortillas from sticking, but it also gives a lovely flavour. With that sauce reduced now, I'm going to add all the filling ingredients together and fold them through so that they're ready to go into the tortilla wraps. Now it's just a matter of filling your tortilla wraps and popping them into your prepared tray. So I'm just popping them in here one at a time, making sure that they're nice and full. So let's fast forward over this bit. You don't need to see me do these really slowly. So I'm going to now take some of the juices from the tin, and I'm going to make sure that there's no large chunks of tomato. I'm putting some of my homemade feta cheese on top, and you can use anything you like here, mozzarella, feta. This is a gourmet feta, and I'm also just putting a little bit of perfect pizza cheese on top as well, and I've put that in the air fryer and cooked it until it's crisp. If you give my tortillas a shot, we'd love you to let us know. Just leave a comment below.